The Republicans are also in a messaging crisis. It's not just Jeffrey Epstein. The Bureau of Labor Statistics now says it won't release a full U.S. jobs report for the month of October, as of 5 hours ago. Instead, the agency said the October payroll data will be released along with a full report for November. An unemployment rate for October will not be included in those figures because the data could not be collected, the BLS said, citing the shutdown. Wow. Very cool. Very normal. Definitely a good sign. Seems good to me. Please read my message. I'm trapped in a well, and your Twitch chat is the only communication I have with the outside well. Please send help. The water is up to my waist now. Good luck, chatter. No, it's because the payroll data is too good. Hey, guys, how about we don't think negatively? How about we think positively about this? What if, hear me out, what if the payroll data is too good and we don't want other countries to get jealous, right? What if we're winning too hard and Trump actually doesn't want to release the information about how hard we are winning so that, you know, the Democrats don't look too bad, right? Like, because they are, what if the Republican Party is actually just as considerate of the way that the Democrats look as the Democrats are of the way Republicans look? What if that's the reason? You guys always want to think negatively, but I urge you, for once, to think positively. Yeah, the United States is too hot. It's so hot that other people get jealous and then they want to attack us. And I think our glorious, dear leader, Donald Trump, expertly has decided to control the narrative and to ensure that other countries do not have negative opinions about us because of their jealousy, because we are so hot from the standpoint of hotness. Some might say the hottest. Okay, that's what I think. Anyway, let's take a look at what Fox News is saying about affordability.
Budget. You need a plan. Also, remember, adults don't need gifts, okay? Focus on the people in your life who are age 3 to 18. Grandma doesn't need slippers. If they don't live by you, don't get them a gift. Now's not the time to spend and break the bank sending packages across the country, Dana. Focus on the people in your life, ages 3 to 18. That's my...
Wow. I mean, that's good. They are promoting being frugal as a value, as a virtue, and Americans need a lot of that. Okay? Americans need a lot of that. I think it's good. It's good. It's not a bad thing. Okay? Who needs Christmas gifts anyway? What are we doing? Christmas is a hyper-consumerist holiday, and I think it's good that they are promoting a significant scale back of gift giving. This is yet another thoughtful instance. Everything is fine. Everything is good. They're basically saying share experiences with your loved ones. You know, your presence should be the greatest present. Now, I think this kind of commentary, all jokes aside, this kind of statements coming from Fox News is a red alert, okay? This is orange level terrorism threat. Do you understand? Because, like, the only thing that Americans have is treats. And now these guys are basically saying, like, hey, we might be in a recession. It's not looking too good. Maybe you should scale back on your treat giving and your gift giving. That is the greatest red flag and perhaps one of the worst things that you can tell an American, because as I've said over and over again, the only thing that an American has is affordable treats. If you take that away, the entire social fabric unwinds. There is nothing holding us together at that point. I also personally love this because as a woke anti-Christmas warrior who has fought numerous fronts in numerous battles year over year in the war against Christmas, the Republicans have basically gifted us the ultimate victory. As you guys know, I love fighting in the war. I love waging war on Christmas. And here are the Republicans saying, let's just cancel Christmas. Very cool stuff. I like seeing this. Where can this go? What do you have? What do you have? If the jalapeno poppers are too costly, what do you have? As an American, I mean it seriously. What do we have if we don't have affordable healthcare, let alone free healthcare. And we don't have affordable housing. Wages are shitty, stagnant. People who lose their jobs can't even fathom getting a new one. What the is there left? What is there left other than being able to take on debt to purchase Domino's pizza on your applications, on your Uber Eats? Someone send me that again. I need to see it again. The Chinese netizen eating Coca-Cola, drinking Coca-Cola. We need to rewatch that. Defaulted on my burger loan. Here it is.
Breaking news from the United States of Israel. Donald Trump forced a Coca-Cola company to use real sugar in Coca-Cola. Meanwhile, China built another 7,000 new bridges. I heard it from HasanAbi. He's traveling in China right now. But I mean, who cares about the bridges? It's so boring. The great people in the United States of Israel, after they paying a lot of tax, when they're hungry, they can just drink a bottle of Coca-Cola and watch Netflix. That is democracy. That's how fancy it is. You know, that's capitalism. When you compare to capitalism, compare to democracy, China just look like an old nerd. Oh my God, so boring bridges. I hate China. Breaking news from the United States of Israel. Donald Trump forced a Coca-Cola.
I agree. Seconded. This is a patriotic Chinese man who knows the complete dominance that the United States offers, okay? That's right. I'm glad that there's someone who understands. I'm glad that there's someone who understands that bridges are lame, boring, shitty, connecting people. What are you going to do? Commerce? Who gives a shit? Okay? By the way, I'm not going to talk about this right now, but maybe when I come back, I will get into this a little bit further. But my Hao Peking character, the Chinese conservative, anti-woke conservative character, is actually unironically a real archetype here. And I found it out, and I found that out. And there is definitely, due to, just know that actually is a more real character than I previously thought existed in China. Like, you know how I have the Hank Pecker character, and sometimes I'll do like a Hank Pecker but Chinese, like someone who complains about like the government caring too much about minority groups in China. That's a real thing. No, I didn't Ryan Ruth it into existence. That actually is something that existed, and I did not know. I did not know that was the case. They deadass think schools are making kids gay and piss on cat litter. No. That's not even what I'm talking about. Chinese netizens who are like brain rotted from right-wing Americans who think that like American school make you gay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about straight up internally in like internal Chinese politics. There are unironically people who sometimes complain about the government taking a protective stance. There are unironically some Chinese people who are somewhat critical about the government taking a protective stance against the minority groups, which I will say contributes to the hog universality principle. Yes, my mother-in-law. No, it's so funny. I didn't realize that existed, but it does. It turns out hog universality is real. No, I don't mean like the Shen Yun guys. I'm talking, is coffee good in China? Coffee is excellent in China. Massive coffee culture here. Also, for the record, I mean, I briefly brought this up in the Chengdu Panda place, but China and America, as far as their like similarities goes, Chinese people and American people have a lot of similarities. And I don't think either side would acknowledge that or even appreciate me saying this, but I mean this in a nice way. But as far as like, they're a pretty small minority, but yeah, I told you back when you first made up the character that it was a real thing. Yeah. L. Piker? No, I'm serious. Like, whether it be the cities having, the cities are all obviously full of public transit, but like there's still a shit ton of car reliance within the infrastructure itself, something that I brought up. And it's also a proclivity towards consumption that Americans have as well. I'm telling you, Chinese people and American people share a lot of similarities. They are significantly closer in their cultural attitudes than you would think. Not even a joke. There was no coffee culture in China 10 years ago. Everything was about tea. No, because Chinese people are very they're Ameribus like I am, you know? So I understand that. Like they look to American culture as a positive. Like the anti-American commentary is like a relatively new phenomenon from what I understand in China, as far as like not having a lot of reverence and respect for American brands and institutions is a relatively new thing. And I think it's partially because of China's rise as a recognized global hegemon. It's like the last decade attitude shift. But overall, throughout the history of the PRC, I think that Chinese people have always looked to the United States of America with great respect and also with great reverence, and also with a lot of want. And the similarities are pretty obvious. I mean, you look at the Chengdu Panda Conservation area, and there's a movie theater. They're doing America better than us, is what I'm saying. Like, you go to the zoo in America, and there's a Starbucks in the zoo. There's a KFC, a McDonald's in the zoo. There's like a million different restaurants in the zoo. That's the most American shit I've ever seen.